Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's Dave here. How are you? Thanks for coming by Surviving New England. I had something come up on my YouTube feed, a couple of stories that the Washington Gazette had come out with about prepping, about being prepared. They want the American people to be prepared. They're warning for on how vulnerable our power grid is in this country, which is something a lot of us already know about, that if the power grid goes down, it could take up to a year to repair it, depending on how bad the damage is. But I find it really interesting that a reputable source, or supposed reputable source, you know what I mean? It is the media, but it is the Washington Gazette, I believe is the name of the paper. I've been just now sitting here before my shift at work trying to find it, and I can't find it, but I saw a couple of videos on YouTube that some other YouTubers, prepping channels type, or truther channels we'll call them, allegedly, have come out with this story that they have an article saying that we should be prepared for at least, you should have 6 months of preps, food and water. It says, talks about being prepared for an EMP or a power outage. Not necessarily an EMP, I shouldn't say that, but a grid down situation. And I've talked about that in a couple of prior videos I've made on this channel about what happens when the power grid goes down and how devastating that would be to everybody, to anybody who's not prepared. Most of us only have a week's supply of food in the house. If the power ever went out, people would be out plinking squirrels in a week. You know what I mean? Killing rabbits, and God knows what they would do to come to your door to get your preps. But that's not what this video is about right now. So I heard the video this morning, getting ready for work, and I was watching this kid. And, I don't know if it's fair porn or whatever you want to call that, but I think that the more we rely on our power grid, the weaker we are as a society as a whole. I think, who will be better off when the power grid goes down? Who will be better off than us? It's third world countries and people that don't rely on on the power grid in this country. We may see them as people that are in the dark, that are behind in the times and living in the dark ages. Well, when the power goes out, if the power goes out, I don't want it to. This is not a video for me to say any kind of I told you so, because it hasn't happened, and I hope that it doesn't. But for it to come out like that, also in my area in Boston, early in the morning sometimes I'll hear commercials. They kind of slide them in, talking about being prepared. Beingprepared.org or something like that. I don't recall. It's early in the morning. But I hear them a lot, and I'm hearing them more and more frequently, that the government is telling us, the American people, to prepare for an emergency. Do they know something we don't? I have no idea. I say be prepared regardless of whatever really comes down. Whatever happens, we all should be prepared anyways. So think about it, you guys. Give it some thought. If you're someone who is not prepared, I would suggest strongly to start to prepare. Start to collect freeze-dried foods. I prefer freeze-dried foods. They are a little bit pricey, but they're better than a vacuum-sealed meal, where freeze-dried foods can last, 25, 30 years. And if you don't use it, you've got it, right? You'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, is what I always say on this channel. Thank you guys for clicking. I just wanted to give you that little update that I had heard that this morning on the interwebs. Thank you guys for clicking, and I'll definitely see you on the next one.